these people are not going to come out and sue the LSP in court.
No.
And the only way for them to get the truth out is that. And the one thing that I was telling Diana, and I'm going to say this to you too, it's important that you act on this. I know it's very difficult for people who are just, they were going about their lives and someone comes in, intrudes and interferes, and then they have to do a lot of things and change things about their life to get them out of it,
Yeah.
Because it's also a technical and very esoteric area of law. So that's how they. So that's an opportunity that they exploit.
Of course.
Because they have all the resources they have the infrastructure,
Yeah.
and then because this is a technicality-driven area and people are helpless and they don't really practice this day to day. They have their own work and they can't be experts in this. So plus the judges are completely fucking incompetent, or they don't even care. Not all of them, obviously, but at least the lower level ones. And I think they get the cases allocated to them too, through the registry. So what happens then is people lose in court on technicalities. Sometimes, even the technicalities are not applied correctly. And then, obviously, everybody thinks that it's a travesty of the court of justice, of the judicial process, because something blatantly wrong has happened. But the decision is justified based on technicalities. So it makes people think that there's other things in play, and it's a natural tendency too. Like if you see something wrong happening and you don't know everything about the technicalities, you think that the system is rigged necessarily. And then they further exploit that by branding those people as conspiracy theorists.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's sort of a double-edged sword, because they won't release the subpoena, the disclosure material, or any of that, which they have an obligation to release. And what all of this does is it pushes people more and more to the fringe.
Yeah.
And then they get even more ostracized. And that's how the LSP, sort of operates like a mafia. They basically, so we have to expose this.
Of course.
And we have to bring it to the court's attention, because if the law is not bad, uniform law is very strict. The problem is the courts don't enforce it.
But the thing is, there's not really an enforcement mechanism in the uniform law that if there is a complaint...
There is. It's the court.
It's the courts, okay.
There is, there's judicial review, there's injunctive relief, there's a number of things. But the problem is that the courts don't do anything. They basically look the other way. And even when, by the way, the LSB is taking action, even then the court is required to not take their instruments at face value. That's basically the law. The judiciary cannot simply rubber stamp the decisions of the executive.
Yeah.
So if they say that a manager is appointed, the court has to check that the manager was appointed properly and so on and so forth. Nobody does that.
The court didn't do that, and Gordon Cooper was never appointed to do anything there.
Exactly. Well, you also did not raise it. That's a different thing. But one, the court should have still checked that if it were acting thoroughly. But secondly, I can tell you that a lot of judges, even if you say that, will say, the LSB can't operate if you start checking it. And the High Court has criticized that reasoning. Literally, it has said that in R versus Toohey, ex parte Northern Land Commission, the court said that that sort of reasoning is so fucking fundamentally flawed. It is like saying the rule of law is too cumbersome to be complied with. Firstly, secondly, you're only suing people if they're doing the wrong thing, and if they're prevented in doing the wrong thing, then that's a good thing. And thirdly, if you keep suing them, then they learn a lesson, and overall the litigation reduces. Do you understand? It's a totally logical thing. Plus, someone who's been wrong doesn't just go away and accept that they're wrong, you know?
No.
It'll just continue to fester, either in court, or it will bring the administration of justice into disrepute.
Exactly.
And you need to raise that too. Like, you know, your lawyers let you down. If you don't want to attack people, then that's fine. But you need to understand something, Thomas. Like, you're focusing on the wrong conspiracy. Like, the biggest conspiracy is right in front of you. And it's that they have scared everybody shitless into keeping mum.
Yeah.
Into not standing up to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why your lawyers did not write that they were committing fraud, or at least equitable fraud, and fraudulently appointing people, and they were persecuting you or victimizing you for. I mean, there's so many creative ways in which this can be argued, through the public interest disclosures, through this or that. They should have gotten you to make complaints first, and then on the back of them take action.
Yeah, exactly right.
Nobody even fucking thinks of it. Why? Because they've just been fucking, you know, scared out of it, and this way of thinking doesn't exist in the industry.
And as you said, the barrister that I employed in that case, he had no idea. He had no idea what was going on.
No, but nobody does this. You know, I'm the only guy who's ever sued them this aggressively.
Yeah, well, that's good.
No, but it's terrible, because they're a mafia only because no one's suing them.
Yeah, they get away with it time and time again, don't they?
Yeah, and no one's suing them aggressively. And that's why it's important that it's emphasized to everybody, including the court, that these fuckers are operating like a criminal enterprise.
Yeah.
You know? And that is the real controversy. And trust me, that is more damning than anything else. Because even if you...
To be exposed. Yeah, and hopefully there's a royal commission into this or something.
Exactly. And this will yield a royal commission more easily as well. Because what is happening is that there is a practice of victimization, of targeting, of shaming, of, you know. I mean, even Stephen Vaughan has written articles about it on his website, that what the board does is it shames people through its media contacts, and, you know, even before people are found guilty, it basically vilifies them and brands them as practical criminals.
Yeah.
And then no one wants to touch them. And it's also a messaging for lawyers, you know? It's not just directly attacking that person, it's a messaging to them too.
That's right, exactly. Look, ruined my reputation. Look what's happened to me. And what's to say, you know, it's still going on.
No, and the reason why they do this is because the people that may look into representing you will get discouraged. And secondly, and I mean, you say nothing's been published about you. That's not true, Thomas. The judgments are online.
What about which one?
All of them. What I'm saying is that your cases were not presented well. You were ambushed. A lot of things happened. You didn't get to put your side fairly. And the judgments don't represent you in the way. Sorry?
Yeah, in the right light. Exactly right.
And that's what they've done. So when you go write to Jeremy King, what he'll do is first check Osley. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And that's how they get you.
But I know from my intelligence that he was also told he spoke to them in the police force.
I know, but I was just giving a hypothetical example.
Yeah, I know, but they can also do that checking, of course. But what I'm saying is, on the legal board, they haven't written anything, have they? They haven't said anything that they...
No, of course they haven't. But what I'm saying is that that's not the only way they prejudice. They prejudice this way as well.
But normally they would go with anyone and put on the legal board and say, all this sort of stuff. There was no one in the media with the police action. There was no tip-off there because they knew they were dodgy.
Yeah, we'll put that in your affidavit as well. Well, actually, there is something on the LSBC website. It's in their annual statement.
What does it say about me?
It says that take more action. But here's the other thing, Thomas. They've already targeted hundreds of people.
Yeah, I know.
So those hundreds of people, I mean, I think more than the fear, when you get wronged like that, you get like a big part of your fortune taken away for nothing, and then your family struggles, and you get vilified. You will have a fucking burning desire to settle the score. So,
of course I do. Yeah.
And by the way, everybody will know that they're not going to survive this. The current administration is not going to survive all the stuff that we will put anyway. There's going to be investigations about that. There's criminal stuff that they've committed. They literally they stole the files. I mean, Gorbo was such a big fucking tragedy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they did the same thing in my case. They stole the file from the practice and then gave it to the cops. The board did.
Yeah, they did the same here. They took who knows where the files have gone. And that's where the liquidator doesn't even know.
So, exactly. So you need to subpoena the thing so you can actually say that. And, with Gorbo, it was actually criminals. That was the justification.
Isn't it the role of the liquidator to do that as well?
What?
Because he's got to liquidate the company, right? So he's got to find out where all the financials are. He's got to look at.
No, but I'm talking about the case files. My case files, and so I was being represented by the firm in criminal proceedings.
Yeah.
And they took the files that the firm was maintaining to defend me and gave them to the police. Literally.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to survive that.
No, they're not going to survive that. And the other thing is, look, they've done both things. They've raped your firm, and look with mine. They've sold off my assets without any agreement, without me being involved in any agreement to this Lynn Di Maria.
Absolutely, and it's
all my 29 packets of wills and deeds from the bank. I had the largest amount of deeds at the Westpac in Greensboro. They've sold that off, accordingly, for $25,000 or whatever. Where's that money gone?
Yeah, and I mean, they are basically looting the Fidelity Fund as well. No one is getting to know that, and that's like a fraud on everybody, all the lawyers who pay the fees.
And what about Joanne Jenkins? What's all this with Joanne Jenkins going on?
No, and yeah, she shouldn't be. She's obviously compromised.
She's compromised either that he's known about it.
Forget about that. I mean, she's like, if she's sleeping around with lawyers, she'll run into other lawyers as well, and they can blackmail her too.
Well, look, she's met me and sent me these photos, and then she's been behind my back working on my file.
Just that was the most stupid thing, by the way. She should have run away.
She thought she'd get away with it. It was all going to be secretive in that organisation. She was probably told, "We can protect you. We're so strong here."
So, how did you come to know?
What?
That she was working on your case?
It's in the letter. It's in the Baker McKenzie letter.
What?
In the Baker McKenzie letter, Mr. Wolf says that.
No. But he says that after you guys said that Joanne Jenkins was sleeping with, or soliciting.
We didn't know beforehand. We didn't know 100% beforehand what was going on.
So why did you raise the Joanne Jenkins issue anyway?
Because I knew that she was working there. She'd cut me off the LinkedIn, right? She'd blocked everything.
Oh fuck. So okay, I was misunderstanding this, but now it completely looks like Texton was blackmailing the board. So I thought that Joanne Jenkins had contacted you and acted like you have to answer to her, and that was how she was harassing you. But if she didn't tell you, then, or if
no, what happened was I saw that she was working for them, right? And then I told my staff, and I can't she was working for the legal board, and I'd never gone back and spoken to her after those photos. You know, the videos were sent, and then she contacted me with this hunt about the court case, and then it all went quiet. Saw her on LinkedIn, was blocked on LinkedIn, and I thought, what's going on here? They're after me at the legal board. This woman who sent me these videos unsolicited. What is going on here? What's her fitness to practice there? You know?